What we're going to do is put in a couple of videos, and we're going to sync the videos up. These videos are each about 2 months apart. Same music, same canned music to the same piece, and same choreographies, different audiences, and very different stage spaces. For instance, the stage space is very deep front to back, at least 40 feet, and the other one is only about 8 feet. This is called Gypsy Mozart. It's a tabla piece based on eine kleine Nachtmusik. So I like editing in Vegas more than Premiere for certainly. I think Premiere is very awkward. So we got several tracks here. We got a couple titles in at this moment. We're going to look for some video. Change the details. It's much easier to read if we can see the whole thing. So we're going to take Hoop Sky. That's from the Spencer. We're going to put that one in down here, bottom track. That's the Fringe track. Now Nika's is the place on Southwest Boulevard. We had the Warrior Weekend, the Hafla. And we're going to find Nicole's piece in the middle of that. This is Vegas Pro. Vegas Pro is very, very flexible. It's a very fluid work environment. You can expand the whole track simply by rolling the mouse roller up and forth. So these three women are ahead of Nicole. There's Nicole. She's about ready to enter. So we'll split the track right where she's coming onto the stage and bring it over to the left of our timeline. It's very fluid working with this. So there she is. Okay. Get into reasonable working space here. We're going to mark this. I'm going to type this out for you so it's easy for you to see. Normally I wouldn't do this. So now we're going to put solo on the bottom track, so that we're looking entirely at Spencer, which is the Fringe teaser. So we're going to get the start of where Nicole begins on stage. So we're going to look for an audio pattern between the audio tracks. Let's take one of the video tracks, put it up on tack, so we put the two soundtracks together. And this way we can compare them much more easily. Here we go. Look at those. Pull back. Check and see. So let's go back up and look at the Warrior Weekend and the Fringe teaser, and we're going to put them two together. So before we do that, we're going to get a couple still pictures, and we're going to put these in a place out here. Okay, we can move them both together because we put in ripple editing and then we take it off so that we can move these things independently. So we're going to change that title around and rechange the placement of that title. So let's look for some still pictures. Here's Spencer. Here's some people coming into the front of the theater. Quite varied. Remember, this is Fringe teaser, so you've got a whole bunch of people in different costumes. And a picture from inside the theater. And so we'll also look there. There's Dennis. That's the full idea. We get a bigger idea of the size of the theater and the crowd in the theater. So let's rearrange these on the timeline down here, underneath, next to the Hoops guideline. So let's go look at Nika's. Nika's is no longer there. It's now a bar. BLVD bar is what it's called, Boulevard Bar. There's Nicole. She's on stage. Let's go to the front and look at the front of the place. Here she is doing a workshop. She taught a workshop that weekend as well. But we're going to go back up and look at the front of the location. And we're going to pull a couple, three pictures from there. So some folks coming out. We'll get Nicole walking down the street. And a nice view of the front if we can find one. Let's see, where's one? We'll use that one, I think. 92. Okay, and we'll pop it in. So let's see what we're going to do here. So we're going to pull the top line over so it's about half the size of the ones underneath it. And that way one will be opaque and the other won't see. We'll just try, we'll alternate between them. Okay, so we want to change the soundtrack, separate the soundtrack from the video so that we can pull out the sound further in the front. Okay, so now we have soundtrack going underneath those first images and the titles and leading into our full video. Multi-camera is very, very easy in Vegas compared with Premiere, which is extremely awkward. In Vegas, you just highlight the tracks, go to the Tools menu up at the top, then choose Multi-Camera and choose Create Multi-Camera Track. And bingo, we have one single track now with all of those tracks in. And I've had up to 9 tracks at a time working with. So if you enable the editing, then take a look at that view window up in the upper right. And you can see the highlighted window is the one that we're working right now, and it has a little number next to it that is 1. And the one on the right side has a 2. That one says 2 over there. So all you have to do is hit the 1 key or the 2 key to change between cameras. And that'll make the cut for you. If you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tracks, you hit the 1 key, 2 key, 3 key, 4 key, 5 key, 6, etc. up to 9. And you can switch back and forth. So here comes Nicole. 2 key. Press the 1 key. Press the 2 key. 1 key. 2 key. Okay, at this point, let's look at our screen up there on the viewer. On the left-hand side is Nika's with about 8 feet front to back. Right side is Spencer, the fringe teaser, with about 40 feet front to back, so whole different routine almost. But same choreography, same timing, exactly. If you're an editor looking at this, you might think I'm doing motion matching, which in a sense I am, but I really think of it as choreographer matching. The dancer matches the motion. So we're going to fine-tune a couple of cuts and crossfades, and we're going to blend a couple over so that some of them you see 2 tracks at once, and some you see a blend going to another. See, like for instance this one. Okay, so it's time to look at our final product from our multicam editing in Vegas Pro with 2 performances with the same dancer with 2 performances of hers. They're 2 months apart in 2 very different spaces. One space is only 8 feet front to back, and the other space is 40 feet front to back, so she has a lot of different room that she can move in. And yet we can cut directly from one performance to the next and not miss a step. So enjoy.
Not only worth waiting for, but it was so nice you got some of it for. Amy is up next. Hearts and minds go wishing when gypsy skirts go swishing. Thank you.